Good afternoon. It is Monday, February 5th. This is the budget work session with the Board of Supervisors in Animal Control. I'm Supervisor Lisa Heddens here with Supervisor Linda Merkin and Supervisor Latifa Faisal, External Director Sandra King, Internal Director Alyssa Wignall, County Auditor Lucy Martin, and Assistant Auditor Lisa Markley, and Communications Assistant Bryce Garman. I'll turn it over to you to introduce yourselves, and then we're starting with revenues for the budget. And make sure your mics are on.
I'm Anna Henderson, Animal Control Director.
Joby Brogdon, Facilities Management Director.
Debbie Kep, admin for animal control.
And Deb, you're going to want to bring your mic like way up. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start with revenues, please.
Okay, so start with interest on investments. Reestimate for this year to 2,200, and then keeping in line with that for fiscal year 25. Local government payments, which are city billings, I kept it the same as this year for next year, and then with the possibility of having a contract with more cities, this will more than likely increase. Animal control fees, again, keeping the same as last year. However, I am in the process of reevaluating our fines and adoption fees, so that will more than likely increase as well. And then Friends of Animals donation account, there's no planned increase with that either.
Maybe if there's no questions, we'll go on to expenditures then.
I am going to start with the extra help line. I have reconsidered the idea of adding an intern to the team, although it could have been a beneficial addition to the shelter at the time, given the current circumstances and a shift in new staff. Taking lead on different projects, I believe the funds would be better utilized elsewhere. And then with overtime pay.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
So the extra help, are you adding into a line item or no?
No, that was for last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
Was
She's
last year.
Re-estimating.
Right,
that to
right, right.
zero and not adding anything.
Okay.
With overtime pay, I did increase that to 2,000 with the possibility of at least one staff member switching to overtime from comp.
Okay, this is where I get a pipe up. Next one's custodial supplies. The only thing that's really different in there is you'll see the term typhoon. That's just like a giant shop vac. So you can see it's split between 4 building budgets because we'll just move that around as needed. We use that when we get into hard surface floor stripping. It's what sucks up the old wax as it's gets eaten away by the stripper. Other than that, it's just mostly general chemicals and paper products. And then the next one's mine too. So, all right, this is where one of the areas where we do repairs and stuff to the building. You'll see general repairs, 3,000. And the next line is all the monthly fees for the different systems: fire alarm, panic alarm system, keyless entry cameras. I guess the next one has the panic alarms and the video monitoring for the cameras, but that's what basically those 2 lines are for. Next one is ceiling tile and diffusers for the public area. That was an area of the building when we remodeled it. We did not address those. They're original to when the building was built, and they are in poor shape. A lot of the ceiling tile, they're bowing real bad, and that was back before we addressed upgrading the HVAC system in it. The humidity was a major issue in that building, and so that made the tile saggy. And then that's also, the diffusers are all rusty. So that is the cost for the material. Facilities management will actually do the work to replace all the tile and diffusers in that public area. And then the next 3 items are projects that are currently budgeted for in FY24 that we are not projected to get to this fiscal year. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess my question is, so are there 2 dog room doors? Because it says the same thing, or is it just one, is that a duplicate? And it should just be,
Well, yes, there is there's two different dog rooms. So, it's
There's like,
a little meet and greet room, and then there's
there's the dog room that goes from the office into the dog room, right?
yeah, from the public area into, that door you walk through, and then all the kennels are there.
right,
And,
That is one of these doors.
and then the double door from the cat room into
to
the dog room.
So it's not two dog rooms, it's there's two sets of doors that lead into the dog room.
Oh,
Like once if you walk from the public area into the dog kennels area, that door you walk through is the first one. And then as you walk down, all the kennels are on your left. There's cat rooms on the right. And there's a set of double doors on one of the cat rooms that are the residential hollow.
okay, I'm confused. I'm thinking if I come in through the main door, cat room's to the left, the dogs are to the right.
there's another
More
cat room
Off the
Dog room. Gotcha. Okay, okay.
This, the thick cat
That's,
room or the,
okay, that's right. Okay, okay.
And the dogs bark, and then it's the hollow doors don't provide much sound barrier for the cats and stressful and.
Sure. No, okay.
so those items
Be my question
were,
about the sound barrier. Yeah, it gets pretty loud.
Yes.
those items were in FY 24. So in the reestimate, are they out and moved over? Okay.
Yes.
Correct. And the last one is the work order software that we use, that we divide amongst 6 different budgets.
And the keyless panic button, video monitoring, and ceiling tile diffuser public area, those 2 lines, those are one-time.
No,
One-time
keyless
money.
panic button and video monitoring is annual
That's annual?
monitoring cost. That'll.
Oh,
always be-
okay.
Yeah, but the 1,500 below that is a one-time cost.
Okay.
Any more questions on that? All right.
Okay, on to office supplies. I did lower that by 500 just to save money for other things. Uniforms and equipment, lowered that as well, just because we're not going to be we're purchasing a tranquilizer gun this year, so we won't need to purchase that again. But we will need to replace catch poles, squeeze cages, gloves, spike gloves, trap dividers. And then just clothing and uniforms, scrubs and jackets. For animal supplies, I increased that a little bit. Like everything, prices are increasing. Our cat litter has gone up, cat food's gone up, everything's gone up. So just adding a little extra to that. The health and safety, dropping it down just to the price of the hearing tests. FY 24, we'll still need to get our rabies titers checked with the possibility of having to be revaccinated if they're not high enough. But that's done every other year, so it won't be needed in an FY 25. Postage is kept the same. Mileage is kept the same. And communication services, just kept it more in line with the actual average, what we're using.
Can I ask a quick question
Yes.
back on health and safety? So the last year's 8,600 was it that because of rabies vaccinations only
Right.
or largely?
Right. I put the whole amount in there in case we would all need to be revaccinated.
Okay,
But if the titers are good, we don't.
okay. Just wondering if there was anything else in there.
No. And the hearing tests. Education and training. I did increase this due to some staff attending animal welfare care and control conferences. And then I'm always keeping my eye out for the free trainings, like we attended last year for animal cruelty investigations.
So I have a question on that. So it looks like for this year, you've only used 3%. Is
Right.
that right? And so it was re-estimated to 2,500, but then you're going to go another 2,000 more.
Right. The going to like a conference is around $2,000.
Okay.
For utilities, the increase reflects the planned increase received by Light Energy for October 2024. They're increasing it by 11%, the electrical by 11%. Thank you.
Okay, and then in building repairs and maintenance, got general repairs at 2,000, contract mowing 3,500. Build cat room with exhaust fan. This is there's a dog room that's in the public area right next to where Debbie used to sit. Well, that area that Debbie did occupy, the plan is to build a cat room right next to it. It matches the dog room. It's not necessarily species specific, but
It would be like a free roam room where the cats wouldn't be kept in cages.
Mhm.
and that's once again, that's for material. Facilities management will actually construct the room.
We have Lisa Markley. I got a question for you on this and the other supervisors as well. Would that be something, if we have the funds and if supervisors want to look at that, to utilize ARPA funds instead of general funds?
Yes, this is out of rural, but yes.
Oh, it is out of rural. That's right.
But either way, if you want to use revenue loss funds, you are more, yes.
Okay.
She's actually budgeting to spend some of her special animal care on this also. Is that correct, Anna?
Not on the.
Not on this.
the
Okay.
Free roam, no.
Not on the free roam. Okay. But yes, Lisa, to answer your question, it's legit. Yeah.
Okay. You can continue. I'm sorry. That was just, since it was right there, I want to ask my question.
The special animal care, which comes from our donation account, I did increase that to 40,000, again, with the price increase across the board for animal care supplies. This helps with those non-basic surgeries, dentals, special foods, special medications, all comes out of the donation special animal care. And then our veterinary care, I did increase that to 30,000. Again, we got new pricing from our vets that we use. And for example, the neuters and spays for dogs increased by 33%. Rabies vaccines increased by 42%, and cat spays 23%, and cat neuters 89%. And that's just basic
Wow.
surgeries have really gone up. With office equipment and furniture, I plan to use half the cost of new cat cages out of this line item. It took me several months to get a quote back from the manufacturer for the cages, and they did increase that quote from last year to $18,500, which is the $4,500 more than it was last year. But I still plan to split that between this line item and the special animal care donation account. And that's for this year. Next year, I won't be using anything out of there.
Oh, 24.
Mhm.
So we're changing the 15 to 18,400, right?
18,500
18,500.
for re-estimating 24.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, 9,250 is the total.
That's
Yeah.
the total and
Yeah.
you're paying half of it out.
It's split
9,250. It's going from 15,000, you're going down to 9,250. Okay.
Gotcha.
That's all. Any questions?
Any questions? I don't think so.
The only thing I'm gonna say is I did talk to Anna recently in the county-wide, local option sales tax. Last year, she requested a truck, so we put it in the, in that 40% in general county betterment. And I don't know if she wants to update you on the status of that or.
I have sent out letters to several dealerships waiting to hear back on quotes.
So that might get carried over to fiscal, well, it's probably going to get carried over to fiscal year 25 is what you're saying.
I mean, I hope not, possibility.
Yeah, I just wanted, while we were putting the budget together, to have a status update on where we were at on purchasing vehicles. And
Mhm.
this one's in limbo still, but yeah, it might need to get carried forward.
Okay.
Just depends on, I helped Anna prepare those and looking at what type of vehicle that will meet their needs. I'm pretty optimistic that somebody will have one on their lot that'll meet those needs. So hopefully, but if we have to order something, then yeah, it would most definitely have to get carried over to FY 25. So, but
Okay. Right, any other questions from anyone?
No, I think we all appreciate that you worked really hard to keep your costs down and cut where you make adjustments where you could.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Here you go, Debbie.
Okay.
Five. I did get 44 information and all that stuff to give you guys. They don't really say we have X number of dollars. They just thank you for your support.
Okay.
As far as I know, there's no.
Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? Oh, it is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why.
So did we get the assessors conference room for tomorrow? Did we get the assessors conference room?
Did we get the assessors conference room? Weren't you going to check on that? Or
Bryce
was going to.
I'll go ask him.
I was like, was I supposed to?
Yeah.
Right?
Did we get the assessors conference?